Yo, yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter.
Hey there, Internet. Keith here, and welcome to the Cars with Keith YouTube channel. And without further ado, Wash Setup version 3.0 is done. So this video is going to be a little bit different. You can see it's already together. But I wanted to explain the whole setup from beginning to end, why I'm doing it, why it's set up that way, what the products are, a little more in depth. Let's go back in time.
I'm going to throw you my DeLorean, gun it to 88.
This is the blank canvas. It is built in sections so it can be taken apart and put back together rather easily. Now even these wood panels right here are very easy. You can see in the picture right here. They are separate sections. So that way if I do have an issue behind the wall here, I can just cut the caulking with a razor blade and take that off. These are 1/4 inch drill outs right here, and then I use a 1/4 inch tap. So that way I can just screw in quick connects. There is a 2x4 here, here, and there's a double 2x4 header around the door frame. Stainless steel screws, all the hardware is stainless steel. It wasn't cheap. There's 6 here and 6 here, so more than enough to keep this board steady with the weight of these hose reels. And these are just 1x12s. And then behind here, it's just a copper pipe that runs down. I have a shark bit adapter that adapts that to PVC. The outlet got relocated from about this proximity here up higher. That way this is above any water source. So the first thing you see here is the washing machine, the RCA. I don't think it's available. Tons of the stuff that I get that works out really well, it winds up becoming unavailable on Amazon. But this thing's worked really well. I just washed my microfibers in that. There's a really good spin cycle, gets them like 85% dry. Then I hang them on a drying rack and we're good to go. So actually what we're gonna do first is putting these quick disconnects. We have some female 1/4 inch with the male on the other end that we can screw in the wall. We have a male plug. And we don't want to do it too tight. We don't want to dig into the wood. And we got 2 down here. Since that one has nothing blocking it from getting to the thread, I can actually use the ratchet part. So first thing we have here is a dual filtration system from Water Drop. It actually has a really nice built-in bypass. Not steel, nothing's magnetic here, so it's all nickel-plated brass. There's a 70 off coupon right now, so it's like $270 for this whole thing with 2 filters already resin filled. But I put a carbon block filter, 1 micron, 99% chlorine reduction. Here I have a chloramine and PFA blocker, and that way we can help save some of our resin because we have a CR spotless that's going to go up here. So here's where we get started. We have 2 union joints here, and we have a union valve right here. So this is for the water supply for the washing machine. This comes out of the wall with that T to go this way, and then this goes towards the filters. These union joints are great because they allow you to take these apart really easily. They're hand tight. These are $12, $11.99. Like I said, this only has to be as tight as you can get it with your hands. Always make sure your O-ring is present before you join the U-joint. It's a 3/4 inch female MPT 3/4 90-degree elbow. And there's another little piece of PVC stretching these elbows together, and then it reduces down to 1/2 inch PVC. So just slide this on down. You don't want anything to be like any stress or pressure, because you put too much pressure on PVC as it gets older, it can crack. I don't have these glued together because it's just a drain pipe. There's not a lot of pressure. So I'll feed that behind on the floor. This will go against the wall right there. Then we have the water supply that I'll run kind of back here. Stainless steel hose that goes that way. Just connects to a garden hose elbow with a female and male on each side. Then I have a PVC elbow that goes into this union joint right here. And then there's an adapter that takes it from the garden hose thread to the elbow 1/2 inch. Just like that. It's just heavy because it's still full of water. All right, let's give this a shot. This thrust isn't working alone. So this is our up pipe. We have just, 3/4 inch PVC here coming up from the unit through a joint, but that's a 3/4 joint. Elbow reduction to 1/2 inch to another elbow that comes up here. This one branches off, supplies water to the deionization. This is just straight tap water flowing through the system. This one screws in down here. And another great thing about these union joints, it allows you some flexibility. So this right here is the top portion of the CR Spotless. This right here is part of my DigiFlow meter system. So I can tell how many gallons of deionized water have gone through this setup. Always make sure there's an arrow in here, point the right direction. These are just 3/4 inch screws, so I can actually take this apart right here, change it out if I need to. It's not glued in. This one will go on this side. And you see that hole that was on the wall right here? It's gonna hide the wire right there. Now this one I'll leave a little loose, so that way I can turn it to help adjust when I put this section on. While we're here, we can slap on the foam cannons. This one, I'm gonna do a review on this soon. This is a top contender. So this one right here. Oh, we didn't check our O-ring, see? That one you gotta pay attention. Oh, missing O-ring. Found it on the floor. And see how close that is? I can just make a little maneuver with loosen this one up a little bit. I think it just needs to turn just a tad. There we go. You see, the backs of these have a little square that helps it line up against the wall. So that way, you know, see, we don't have much movement in here. Just a hole drilled out and this hook right here. This is the Gilmour. Many videos I've said it. This is my favorite garden hose sprayer. Has a dial on the back to dial down my GPM up and down. But the best thing about it is click, click. I mean, it's just so satisfying. Click on, it'll spray as long as you want. Click it off. Use this for my Spotless. And then since it has this ring right here, I can just take it, pass it through, and then it just hangs, you know, on this. It's just a perfect little setup. Well, we didn't explain this one too much, but you see it's that union valve that we always have, 1/2 inch PVC, T-joint, PVC on both sides, 1/2 inch MPT, and then a 1/2 inch MPT to 3/4 garden hose adapter. And obviously the valves here with the T-joint. So we have this right here. This is the supply to the pressure washer. We have our other DigiFlow meter on there as well. Obviously the arrow is pointing up. It has those 3/4 inch screw ins here, these females that have PVC glued on both sides. We have our union valve and then another 1/2 inch MPT elbow here with a 3/4 inch garden hose adapter. And that's just going to go right here. So now we need to secure down the spigot joint right here. And it's just a pipe hanger. It just kind of helps hang it down. 2 stainless steel screws. All we're trying to do is just get it tight to where the backs of these union valves are touching, and that'll keep the stress off of this. I don't want to push it in too much. I have 2 sets of washers here. I have a much larger one for the top because weight is going to be pulling at the top. I have a smaller one on the bottom because of the way the bracket is. The bottom half is a couple of U's that can slide over a screw, and then you tighten it down. The top is a hole that it has to go through. Here we go. Come on now. Ooh! That was not expected. There we go. That should not have gone through there. I was holding it like this, and I was turning it, pulling that through. Because I don't like those big bumpers they put on the hose to keep it from going through these little rollers here. They're really big and annoying when you're trying to wash the car. Now we can do that last bolt on this side. So much better with those washers epoxied on the back side. Because when I first installed it, when I was putting it all together, I had this board off the wall, and I was having to reach behind it with a wrench. So this is the Blue Seal. It's a 5/8 inch, 50-foot garden hose reel. Really, really great quality. Now the hose that came with this is not on here. Not a huge fan of it. It was very heavy. I really wanted that swivel that this thing had right here. Quick disconnect right there. This is the stainless steel McKillen's ones. Now obviously you don't get the flex seal with it, but I wanted to show you the quality of hose that you get. You have a 6-foot lead-in hose. You have the 50-foot hose. This was $199 on Amazon. Just like anything in the video, there'll be links below. Right here, you just have a dual garden hose elbow. Male on one side, female on the other. So that way we can set this up to where we feed our water just right. So this is the flow meter I used in the water drop filtration video, just to judge gallons per minute and gallons coming out of the water hose. I figure I add it right here to the spigot so that way I can kind of judge that if I need it. Normally I'm only judging what's going through the pressure washer here or what's going through the deionization here. But adding this kind of changes the position of where I would put my pressure washer gun. So I have to swap these two quick disconnects so that way the pressure washer gun is on the outside. 3/4 inch water heater hose, 15 inches. At the ends of this, they're both 3/4 inch MPT females. So we had to do MPT male to male here because I didn't have the adapters I wanted, didn't want to buy any more. And then on this end is a 3/4 inch female and then another female to a garden hose thread. Then on this side, it's just a male to male, a male 3/4 inch MPT to a male garden hose thread. There's two huge 2x4s there, so I can't do the bolt on one side kind of deal. But these are pretty good sized lag bolts. So you see stainless steel 9/16 head. So due to the positioning of where this is going to be, we're going to need a big extension. I should hold it temporarily. So this is the Fix Fans retractable pressure hose reel. About 220, 230 bucks on Amazon. Really like the rollers up here. This does have the bumper, obviously, but this bumper is like half the size of the one that came with this one. Obviously, it's much smaller. You're paying for some good stuff here because most of them, the hose is coming here and you're having to loop it around and then route it through. This comes straight through into the quick connect, then hoops around over here. So you could take a 3/8 hose straight out of the box, quick disconnect it here, and then you have that female fitting on this side. You don't have to take that male plug off to screw it in to the unit here. This is awesome. And a lot of you are going to say, hey, 230 bucks, why don't you just do the $40 Amazon hack? Well, the $40 Amazon hack is for air hose. This is a pressure washer reel. Now, you could convert those, and I've seen people have success with it. I myself am not going to show something and be liable for somebody getting hurt. Those are designed for up to 300 PSI. These are designed for 4,000 PSI. A lot of it does look the same. I don't know internally if things are different, but I'm just not willing to take that risk. And you know that's saying something for me not wanting to modify something. It does come with a jumper hose, but that jumper hose has a M22 connection at the end, and I wanted to do my own custom setup to route, so I really didn't need that. But I have that, and that's going to allow me to quick connect to this from here, and then I can use that to connect to the Greenworks that's going to be on the floor whenever I need to use it for Foam Cannon 1.1 orifice reviews. But screws in here, 3/8 inch, got my Blue Monster tape like I do on just about every connection here. This runs up over the top through this way. So these are just slotted closet hangers, but they're a slightly heavier duty kind. The brackets are heavier duty. It does just the trick. It allows me to adjust up and down exactly where I want the shelf at. It's much cheaper than, say, a stainless steel shelf. This is 305 stainless. It's really good screws. I've customized it because this allows me to put my amp meter up against the plug there, and then obviously just had to cut a little bit out to be able to fit this on that side. Pretty sure right here. And this is an outdoor style water resistant plug, and it can be a little difficult. There we go. Put our Active 2.0. I'll put a video link below, but everybody knows about the Active 2.0. This thing is amazing. For 350 bucks, it's the best deal in pressure washers. It's going to get you about 200 hours of use. It's such a small form factor too. There's nothing comes close to this, except we can get into the AR600 line, which is going to be in that, $700 range. Undo the GFCI, the screws here, and just redo the wiring to make it as short as you want. Now we plug our adapter in right here. Now connecting the jumper hose to the pressure washer is actually pretty cool. It's these really nice stainless elbows. This was not cheap. Put the two elbows together so I could have a nice U right here, and 22, 14 millimeter, and your 3/8 plug. That allows me to go into the front here and then route my hose behind the pressure washer rather than having it come out this way. I think top is going to look best because it kind of matches This is a 3/4 inch cold water hose that I put on while the camera was not recording. But it's just a garden hose thread on both sides. As you can see, the DigiFlows are already on the wall. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. Pushed the wire that was on the DigiFlow through the hole in the wall and shoved all the wire back there. As you can see, it just sits on here. There's a hole right here, and then this just sits on top. Same for this one, except for the wire comes down and it goes down. There's a hole behind that one, and it just hides right behind it. Nice and clean. Now we're gonna plug in our ridge washer nozzle guards. I have my 40 degree, my 15 degree, and my 25 degree. These are all 4.0 orifices. 19 bucks for these and a red 0 degree. Of course, I don't use the 0 degree. And the orifice and everything is stamped on the front of the nozzle so you can see it without having to take it apart. These are just gonna plug in here. We have our nozzles ready to go. Now this is the SGS-28. It's my favorite gun. I had it for almost a little over 3 years now. And the only thing I've ever had is that I take apart once to clear some debris that got caught up in the little valve in here. But it does squeak, but look at it. It takes no effort at all. The swivel on it is not as good as, say, the Mikkellen's, the Essential Washer, or even the Active. The Active's a really nice gun too, but I keep coming back to this. The form factor is perfect for me. Now on here is actually some cool little accessories from MAD. This one is a 3D printed plastic housing that's made specifically for the SGS-28 and the SG-28 curvature. So it just snaps right on there. This fits and holds even a nozzle guard, like really secure. It's not coming off unless you snap it out. Now the one below it's even cooler because you can use this on anything. This wraps around and then it snaps over and secures it into place. Perfect. So you could have two of them like that. And with this smaller form factor, you could fit 4 of these on this handle if you wanted to. You look like a punk rock mohawk.
All right, let's party.
I'll leave a link in the description below. I don't get any affiliate commission or anything like that from them. I'm just trying to help somebody out that's trying to develop a product. Now, the SGS-28 goes on our male connector. Much easier. I don't have to go around this hose. This is the Essential Washer hose. This is basically an MTM Veloci Cobra Jet hose. Smooth jacket, swivel, stainless steel fittings, pretty flexible. You're not gonna be kinking this bad boy. It's gonna lay flat. I had the Uberflex before, loved the Uberflex, but the Uberflex is now going to the mobile cart project. Been pretty good so far. Oh, we got a leak right here. This was something that was not a part of the original build. Oh crap. I just caught it, but this has no shut off from here to here, deionization wise. So it was running through the hose here. It's fixing to come out and be an amazing blooper, but I caught it. Sorry guys that are looking for bloopers. I caught it in time. So that's the $2,000 ultimate wash setup. This is definitely an upgrade from the last one. The last one cost $1,200 to $1,300, but we've added much better hose reels, retractable hose reels. We've added some better fittings, more stainless steel hardware. What started this whole process was adding the carbon filters at the bottom to try and help save on our DI resin. I really wanted a better hose reel. The one I had did not have a drag on it. This thing is almost the price of just a Kranzla. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. They're great, wonderful products. I just can't see myself ever spending that kind of money. And I've been offered them at cost. Man, I'm so happy. So don't forget to check out links below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the bloopers. There's some good ones. I'll see you next episode. Really. Whoops. Most of the ones out there are this size. We don't want to do it too tight. We don't. Since that was not, oh my gosh. You can use this without, oh my gosh, that hurt. Do these hold? Woo! They have a heavier duty. This is the heavier. Oh, it's shit. It's got water coming everywhere. Didn't think of that. Feet are soaked. What do you call these? Man, These are one of the favorite things I had in nozzle guard. Okay.